The weather tomorrow will be hot as... And we will praise the Lord's return.
So be sure to call 1-800-SCAM-YOU-NOW. You're now tuning into the BNP podcast. Hello and welcome to another episode of the BNP podcast. I'm your host, Nick. Joining me today is
Rudy.
And so today we're here. We just got finished recording a new video for you guys, so I hope you'll enjoy that. It's really cool. Off frame is our sound gal, Isabella, but she's off frame and editing audio. But we did a video and we went off site and we walked around, and Miguel was also in the video, but he's not here. He's busy having a life. But how you been, Rudy? Doing
Pretty good, yeah.
Pretty good?
Pretty relaxing summer.
Yeah. So far it's been a decent one. It's been fun. But yeah. So are you playing Pokemon Go?
Of course, I'm already level 14. I got 2,000 Pokemons. 2 Pokemon that are 1,000.
Oh man.
So
wow.
Yeah, I've been putting in some work in that.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah.
I only have I think I'm level 12. I think. And my highest Pokemon's like a 600. So yeah, I got a ways to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually during filming we saw quite a bit of people playing, which was kind of funny.
Yeah, they're everywhere. They're anywhere you go, at any hour of the day, people are playing that game.
Yeah, I totally didn't expect that as much. But regardless of that, yeah, the game's like a huge hit. I didn't expect that big of a hit. But I mean, well, okay. I didn't expect that much big of a hit because I knew it was going to be like a game where you had to walk around.
Right.
So it's crazy that people are actually walking around.
Yeah, people got up and out of the house, and like they even have big group events where like everyone just decides to go to downtown and drop all their lures that day and use it all up. It's crazy. It's crazy how like the community just kind of said okay and got together and started playing.
Yeah. That's really cool. That's definitely like, I don't know, it's really cool, and it's bringing a lot of people together. But I've been seeing a lot of cynical like tweets about it, like saying oh man, all of a sudden everybody forgot about the things in the world. And then I saw another tweet that was just like, shh, let people enjoy life. Yeah. And I think it's true. Oh, Jax, I wasn't saying shh to you. Okay, go ahead, yawn. I know.
He's a sleepy boy.
Yeah. But yeah, speaking of tweets, there's a Twitter hashtag, what do you call it? Trending right now. It's famous Melania Trump quotes. So to date this podcast, this morning, last night, the RNC kicked off and Melania Trump spoke, and a lot of people praised her speech, and it was kind of funny because some internet sleuths on Reddit, as they figure out everything, they went and compared her speech to a Michelle Obama speech
from 2008.
From 2008, and essentially it comes down to, if Melania Trump had turned in that speech as a paper for a class, she would have plagiarized.
Yeah.
It's really close. There are a bunch of videos on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook showing the similarities, and it's really hilarious. And even a lot of people try to throw her the bone and just be like, oh, well, she had a speechwriter, it's not her fault. And then Melania Trump was like, no, I wrote it myself. And it was just like, oh my God, lady, please.
She's digging her own hole.
Yeah, she's digging her own grave. She's digging her way back to Slovenia. But yeah, and it was so funny. And so this Twitter hashtag took off, and it's famous quotes by Melania Trump, and then people are just like putting different quotes, like I have a dream, and then they're putting Melania Trump and just being like, man, she's fighting for black rights everywhere. And then like I put up one that says I would say I don't have friends, I have family. Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel says that in Fast and the Furious, and I just put Melania Trump. I put another one that says it's a line from No Vaseline, and it's like because you're getting fucked out your green by a white boy with no Vaseline. And I put who said it first, Melania Trump or Ice Cube. So that was pretty funny. So yeah, there's a lot of quotes that are being really good.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of good ones, so definitely look up that hashtag. I'll place it somewhere over here. It's a hashtag famous Melania Trump quotes. So yeah, that's pretty funny. But yeah, So today, we're actually not going to do our WTF headlines. What we are going to do is something a little different. We're just going to bring up a few weird things because me and Rudy, when we have conversations, we like to ponder things and just kind of think about it. So we're actually going to pull up a subreddit called Showerthoughts. And so we're going to pull that up and explore a few of them on there. But before that, we are going to take a quick break. As per usual, usually the intro to WTF headlines will be here. But instead, we're going to put in a quick Extra Life break, advertising our Extra Life stream, which you can donate to at bit.ly/BNP team. There you'll see my face, Gus's face, and Miguel's face. All three of us are raising money for Extra Life. So you can attribute your donation to any one of us. They all go to the towards our team goal, which help out local children's hospitals in the area. It helps them, pay for treatments, pay their doctors, pay their bills. It also helps them buy things for the kids because these kids can't leave the hospital. So they want to have fun too. So this helps them, rent out movie equipment to show movies, or buy video games, or buy toys, or pay for poke lures for the hospital, because they can't leave.
Right.
So that's really cool. So yeah, definitely check it out. And that link will take you directly to our Extra Life team page. It's bit.ly/BNP team. To find out more about Extra Life, that's www.extra-life.org. And those links will also be in the video. If you're listening to the audio podcast, just, rewind. But yeah, so we'll be taking a quick break, and then we'll be back with Reddit, r/Showerthoughts. Is that / huh?
I think forward.
Reddit /Showerthoughts. Regardless, Shower Thoughts.
The BNP podcast presents Shower Thoughts from Reddit.
Okay, and welcome back to the Bits and Pieces podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Nick, and this is Rudy joining me, part of the BNP family. So, Shower Thoughts. Now, for those of you who don't know, Reddit has a lot of subreddits. One of them is Shower Thoughts. Shower Thoughts are things that you... actually, I'll read their description. Let's see. Shower Thought is a loose term that applies to any thought you might have while carrying out a routine task like showering, driving, or daydreaming. So, yeah, I have a lot of these.
Yeah.
They're usually like conundrums, like something about ice or tree bark or something. Anyway. So, one shower thought I see here is... all horror movies should show bloopers before the credits, so that way you don't get nightmares after watching a scary movie. Now, I get nightmares after watching scary movies. I have an overactive imagination. I don't know if you do.
I don't think I do. When I watch a movie, I'm pretty much I'm trying to suspend my disbelief. Like,
Okay.
I'm actively trying to be into it.
Okay.
Because most scary movies, they don't really faze me. Scary games, video games, a little more immersive, a little bit different. I'll get a little bit more. I wouldn't even say I get scared as much as I get an adrenaline rush. But movies, there's not a lot of movies where I'll get nightmares after.
Okay, I see that. I do. So I think this would be super helpful to me. Yeah. But so do you tear apart them? Are you just oh my God, why would you do that? I'm trying to believe in it. I'm trying to believe, but I can't.
No, I'm usually just kind of watching it like any other movie,
Okay.
like a drama or I'm not really watching it to try to be scared. I'm not trying to be cynical about it.
Okay.
But a lot of times those movies are they have moments where it just kind of it doesn't rub me the wrong way, but I'm just kind of well, I'm not scared anymore.
Okay.
I'm kind of the ship has sailed.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think this would help me a lot. I think if they let's see, if The Conjuring. The Conjuring
Right.
really messed me up.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. And
Yeah.
so I think if they showed the Annabelle doll like exploding, or if they or if they just kicked it over by accident, they were oh shit, and they picked it back up, or
Right.
something like that. I think it'd be funny.
A little
Or-
bit behind the curtain
Yeah,
feel to it.
Yeah, I think it'd be really funny.
I think for me, it would just kind of be silly and non sequitur, and I would be confused, but I would still be into it because I
Yeah.
like blooper reels.
Yeah.
I like to see all the mistakes and whatnot. But just seeing like imagine in The Exorcist where like she's throwing up on everybody and like somebody gets it on their mouth and they just start laughing, and like it would just be such a surreal moment. It would be like I would just start laughing because I don't think I'd be scared really to begin with. So I think it would really change the experience for me personally. All horror movies would become comedies almost immediately.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Although they would be at the end, to be fair.
That's true.
So
That's
I mean,
true.
being at the end, they would carry that comedic feel, but afterwards.
Yeah.
Maybe as an after credits scene, that would be kind of cool. Like if they put like bloopers after the credits instead of before the credits. So that way, like you got rewarded with having no nightmares if you stayed after the film.
Right.
I think that would be really good.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
It would keep people in the theaters for a little longer too.
Yes. There's actually a new movie. It's called something about the dark. I don't know what it is, but it's like the spirit in that one. Okay, there's sirens, and like Jackson's sitting right there.
Oh.
And he just has his ears up.
Right.
Okay, we're good. No, it's something about the dark, and it's like when the lights flip off, like there's like a shadow person, and it's just there. And I know in the trailer, it's like they flip up the lights, and there's nothing, and they flip off the lights, and it's there, and they flip up the lights, nothing, and they flip off the lights, and it's not there.
Right.
And the little girls I don't think it's a little girl. I think it's like a teenager or an adult. She's just like, what? And then she goes to flip on the lights, and she flips them off, and it's right there, and it's like, and I'm like,
okay.
and I'm just like, I don't know how they would make bloopers for that. I think they would just flip them on and off without that special effect that there's nothing there. And then she flips them off, and then she would scream, and there's nothing there. I think that would be pretty funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, that movie looks scary.
Yeah.
That movie looks pretty scary. All right, let's move on to another one. This is a good one, especially since you just had like a broken item, right? Your phone. All right. If something breaks easily, it's either really cheap or really expensive.
Sometimes it's not even expensive as much as just trying to get it operating takes a lot of time and travel and like sitting through people's bullshit. Like if things only cost money, I don't think it would be too big of a deal, but sometimes it's not even really the money that gets you. It's like all the people that you have to deal with in between. That's the hard part.
It's very true.
So I think it's either really cheap, really expensive, or you got to deal with a whole lot of bullshit before you get it back,
Yeah, that's so true. I want to read some of the comments on this one. It said, I wonder which end of the spectrum my heart resides on.
Oh, probably cheap.
Yeah, it says depends if you smoke. It says even worse if you're overweight. It says worse than that is if it has bullet holes. Oh man. It says let's see. Something talking about wrenches. I don't see anything else. Here's one. As a marine engineer, I know better quality tools. Okay, asshole, you don't have to. You don't have to be that guy.
The guy busts out with his glasses. Well, actually, the tools that would be needed for this operation are not as expensive as one would think. Be like,
someone poses, what about a medium price base? Someone goes, almost breaks, but it doesn't. It just chips a little.
Well, I guess you just leave it and hope that nothing happens.
It says the vase is made of the vase is an unbreakable dumbass. Modestly priced glassware. Spooky. It just chips. That might almost be worse because at least if it broke, you would toss it.
Yeah.
But if it chips, you'll still keep using it, and you just get like, cut up lips every time you use the glass.
Right.
Oh man.
Just all in or nothing. Stop playing with my emotions, vase.
Vase, please.
Or
Get out.
glass.
Yeah. Oh man, that was a good one. That was a pretty good one. Let's see if we can get back to the root here. All right. Let's get another one. If oxygen were to suddenly disappear from Earth's atmosphere, sick patients on oxygen would wonder why everyone just died.
Hey,
That's a good one, actually.
That is a good one. If all the oxygen You know, if all the oxygen just like disappeared, it would be like a trip. Like I don't know. Would it be replaced by a different gas?
Yeah,
because then the pressure difference would kill everyone regardless if you had oxygen. But like assuming that like the oxygen just transformed into a different gas, then that just
they would just be like, man, what happened?
A lot of like kind of mostly old people, right? I imagine just mostly
old people and people in hospitals.
Yeah, they would just be waiting for their day.
The irony would be is heavy smokers that have the little hole would be left alive too.
Yeah,
that'd be the heavy irony, because a lot of those people are on oxygen. They'd just be like, man, what happened?
Yeah.
I thought I was supposed to die. You know, that reminds me, there's a show that Rooster Teeth is doing. It's called Day 5.
Okay.
And I only seen one episode because I'm not going to pay for sponsorship for a company that has money from YouTube, like mad money from one of those YouTube conglomerates.
Yeah.
And they used to call it sponsorship, and I'm just like, you don't need my money. But now they call it First, which is just like you're paying for a service to get their videos first or exclusive content, and you're kind of helping fund that content. So that's a better name for it. It's called Rooster Teeth First.
Right.
Better name. Anyway, but it's called Day 5, and what happens is it opens up, and this dude's just like on a crazy bender, and he's just like, oh man, he's trying to light up, right? He's trying to light up his piece, and he's just like, this lighter doesn't work, and he walks to his roommate, he's banging on the door, he's like, hey, I need a lighter. And the guy's not there. He's like, whatever. And he walks out. He's walking down the street. He goes to the store, and he's just there. And he sees like everything's torn up, and all the rock stars, Red Bulls and stuff is all gone. He's just like, man, that's weird. And he pays for his lighter, right? And there's nobody there. And he just takes like a bunch of them, and he takes off. He's smoking, and then he sits down, and he like smells something. And he peeks down, and there's like a homeless dude dead under the bench. He's like, whoa! He flips out. He runs home. And he tries to call his parents, and his parents aren't answering. He goes to the parents' house and breaks in, and they're dead in their bed, and his little sister's like dead in a little like treehouse, or not treehouse fort, but like a pillow fort. And he's just like, whoa, what? And he ends up, it like skips it forward a couple days, or not days, but like a few hours, and he ends up finding out that everybody died in their sleep all of a sudden. And if you go to sleep, you die. So he was only left alive because he was like on a crazy drug bender, and he was awake. But like his mind was asleep, but he was physically awake, so he lived through it.
Okay.
And so anybody that was awake during the time where whatever happened was left alive, and everybody who was asleep died.
I see.
And so he meets a kid, and the kid theorizes like, oh, well, people on this side of the earth, on like another side of the earth, must still be alive because at that time they were probably awake. And he's like, but everybody in this section of America is likely dead. And then they meet someone else who's like, no, everyone died at the same time, like 3 a.m. on their own time. So these things it was mapped out, and they're like, what? And there's more to the mystery. Like I said, I only watched the first episode, but it was pretty compelling, and I kind of want to watch it.
That opening scene reminds me of the Shaun of the Dead.
That's exactly what I thought. You got to see it. I'll have to show it to you after we're done.
Right.
But it's so funny. Like, it's exactly like Shaun of the Dead.
That's all I could think about.
Yeah. And then he just walks in, and he's just like,
he pays for like his.
Here, I left whatever quid on the counter, and he walks off, and then he's like not noticing that he just slipped in blood. He's just like, whoa.
Yeah, like oh, somebody should clean that up.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That oh man. Shaun of the Dead is such a good movie.
Right? It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
Yeah. Simon Pegg is in Star Trek, right?
Yeah. Isn't he he's not Scotty, he's like
Beam me up, Scotty.
That guy just died, speaking of Scotty too.
That's crazy.
I can't remember who Simon Pegg is, but yeah, he's definitely in it. Do you know if him and Nick Frost are in
Still
any
doing
projects together?
No.
I haven't really heard about anything like that. Like I don't even remember what the last movie they did was. My guess would be Hot Fuzz, but I feel like I'm missing some good Nick Frost and Simon
The World's
Pegg.
End. They were in The World's End, and I wanted to see that. That was the one where they go to the bar, and it's like a apocalypse or something.
Right.
They were in the Box Trolls together, it looks like.
The Box Trolls. I don't know if I've even seen that.
Ice Age, Continental Drift.
No
Ice Age
way.
4,
They're working
2012.
on Ice Age together?
No, Continental Drift came out in 2012. So the last
Okay.
couple movies were Ice Age: Continental Drift, The Box Trolls, and The World's End.
I don't know about you, but the trailers for the new Ice Age movie kind of look interesting. Like just seeing aliens come into like
Oh, what? I haven't seen the trailers.
like yeah, it just looks so ridiculous. Like
Oh man, I
it,
gotta watch that.
I don't know if the comedy and all that will be like necessarily like my style or whatever, but I'm there for the visuals because I'm excited for those trailers. And I usually like little kid movies, like little kid animation. I watched like Good Dinosaur. I think that was the last like huge one I saw. And that one was pretty fun. But
Yeah.
Disney's usually putting out some pretty quality stuff.
Yeah, they are. Oh man, did you see Finding Dory?
No, I wanted to
Oh, it's
bad.
so good. It's good. You gotta
Yeah?
watch it. It's good. Yeah.
Oh man,
It's really good.
I gotta get into it.
Yeah. That one's good.
Yeah.
What was the other movie? Yeah, just Finding Dory, I think was all I saw recently. My parents went to go see Secret Life of Pets because it has a Jack Russell in it.
Yeah.
And they said it was pretty good. They said it was, there was a few times where you could tell like if Pixar had made the movie, they would have gone further with like the feels.
Yeah.
Whereas this, I forget what the company's called, but I think they're a subsidy of Universal.
Yeah.
And they went halfway there and then just pulled back. Like they were like, we can't do this.
Okay.
Like we can't do the feels.
The only other movie that they're known for was Despicable Me, right?
Universal?
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah.
That's their big ticket.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch that one too. The trailer for that one looked pretty silly. Looked fun.
Yeah.
I don't really like based off the trailers. I have no clue about the plot though.
On which one?
About the Life of Pets.
Oh, The Life of Pets.
Secret
Yeah,
Life.
the trailer does not give away anything, which
Nope.
I think is good. My parents said that was a good thing because they didn't really know what to expect going into it.
Yeah.
Um,
It just kind of sets the tone, I guess.
yeah, definitely. Oh man, okay, this one might be really good. I think this will be our last one. This should bring us into our next section. What if the reason why 2016 has been such a crazy year is due to the return of Lord Voldemort, but as Muggles we haven't been able to connect all of the random events and deaths? Think about that for a second. You know that scene in Harry Potter 7 where the bridge is collapsing, people are like exploding, and then like Muggles are like, "Oh my god, what's happening?" And then like, because they don't
They
put together
don't
the
know.
magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, think about that. Think about that for a second.
That also implies that there's like a secret society of magic
Wizards?
users
Yeah.
and wizards like that are trying to keep
Battle, yeah.
keep order and justice.
Yeah, I think we'll have to see the new Harry Potter universe movie that Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, right? Is that what it's called or something like that? I think we'll have to see that because that shows like the Americas or the North American Wizard Society. And dude, what if Bernie was like what if Bernie was a wizard and he was trying to
I
help
was about to
and,
mention that.
and he didn't make it.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
wizards can only do so much. Like magic isn't a political thing, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's crazy, dude. I'm thinking about that right now. That's crazy. I want to read some of the comments. There's only 14 comments. What's it gonna hurt? Let's see. They're ruining someone's fun. That somebody's like Voldemort died in '98. They're just ruining fun.
Well, hey, you never know. Maybe it's a Voldemort figure, you know, because that's all, you know, it's fiction. But when it comes into reality, sometimes it transcends the character themselves, where it's more about the people, you know. There's
Yeah.
probably some sort of Voldemort character somewhere out there.
Oh, definitely.
It's probably Trump.
It's
I mean,
probably
like,
Trump.
how else did he get to where he's at besides using black magic and intimidation tactics?
You know how funny it would be if just like Trump's name was an anagram of Lord Voldemort? I'd be like, what? At that point, I would just be like,
I would immediately.
my life is in your hands.
I would start a group and like really start preaching about that. Just get the awareness out there. Like make sure that people know this because
Just a new religion.
right.
That'd be so good.
Oh man, they'll do something else.
Someone make this happen. I want someone to Photoshop Lord Voldemort's face onto Trump's body, or Trump's face onto Lord Voldemort. That would be pretty good.
Right.
That'd be good. And make his nose like all flat too.
Yeah.
That'd be so good. All right, we're gonna take another quick break, and we'll be back. We'll be back with something.
Definitely.
All right, we'll be back.
I support Extra Life.
I support Extra Life.
I support Extra Life.
I support Extra Life.
We support Extra Life.
I support Extra Life.
I support Extra Life.
Yo apoyo Extra Life.
I support Extra Life.
I support Extra Life.
Hey, I support Extra Life.
I support Extra Life. Third Party Controller podcast supports Extra Life.
We support Extra Life and strawberry shortcakes.
I support Extra Life.
I support Extra Life.
I support Extra Life.
Who's a pretty girl? Who's a pretty? You're a pretty girl. Go get the Twitter. Oh, hi everyone. I didn't notice you there. It's me, Deadpool. So now I found out that if you go support Red Nose Day, you get a free rental, which you could rent my movie. It's amazing. But don't do it. Those go support Extra Life. Brought to you by the Beats and Pieces podcast.
All the people who helped me with this video pledged to support Extra Life. You can help too by making a small one-time donation to our Extra Life campaign. The way you do that is following the links in the description below or following the links that are provided in the video if you haven't been watching this on YouTube. Also go ahead and watch our other videos that we have made and go pick up a flyer either at Back to the Grind if you're local in Riverside. Don't worry, we'll restock soon. Or see a Bits and Pieces podcast member for more details or another poster. Also visit extra-life.org to get more direct information about how Extra Life helps Children's Miracle Network Hospital and CHOC. Thanks.
Now, can someone tell me why in 1975 we pulled our troops out of Vietnam?
The failure of Vietnamization to win popular support caused an ongoing erosion of confidence in the various American but illegal Saigon regimes.
Is she right? Because I know that's the popular version of what went on there. I know a lot of people like to believe that. I wish I could, but I was there. I wasn't here in a classroom, hoping I was right, thinking about it. I was up to my knees in rice paddies with guns, and then we're going up against Charlie, slugging it out with him, while pussies like you were back here partying, putting headbands on, doing drugs, listening to the goddamn Beatle albums.
Hey, Professor, take it easy, will you? I mean, these kids, they were in grade school at the time. And me, I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover.
Okay. And welcome back to the Bits and Pieces podcast. And here is Miguel and
Hey.
Rudy. So here we are. And Rudy, you had something to share.
Yeah. Over the break, I started talking about Sam Kinison, and my dad, maybe like a week ago, he brought him up for whatever reason, and Sam Kinison was like this superstar comedian from like the 90s who did like stand up, started starring in movies and stuff like that. I'm not sure if he was ever like the lead role or anything like that, but he was like a big celebrity. And like his big thing was that he would just rage. Like he would like, he would talk about something and then out of nowhere he would just get really angry and just start yelling, Yeah. And so like it's great because like in the movies and whatnot, when there's like direction, he shines. It's so great. He has this beautiful scene from Back to School where he like blows up in this blonde's face about the Vietnam War. And it's such a great scene. So me and my dad started watching him, right? Because like it's such a great scene where like, all right, let's look at this guy, see what he's all about.
This guy,
And we saw this stand up of his, and first off, he was wearing like this really crazy, like he had like what's that thing that like Tupac wears over his head?
Do-rag.
Yeah, but like a really long one.
Okay.
That like flowed with his hair. He had really long hair.
Okay.
And like this weird suit and like a bunch of chains with crosses, because before he was a comedian, for like a long time he was a preacher.
Okay.
And
that's where he got his anger.
Right. And it's so crazy because like he was a preacher. And at some point there was some sort of accident where like I think like he like it affected his brain or something.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. He had like some sort of head trauma, but he was never the same since. And he became the Sam Kinison that everybody knows today, basically.
Interesting.
That's how my dad explained it. I don't really know what the accident was. I didn't look further into it. I only started watching the stand-up, but the stand-up is so like outdated. Like, it's just like tied to like a lot of really like sexist and like homophobic like material. Like, it's weird. Sometimes there's like not even a joke, and it was so crazy to see comedy from the 90s and how dated it was, and how crazy it was that stuff from the 90s would not fly today by any means. I mean, like, beyond that, Sam Kinison, like, there are some structural things where you could tell he was really good at his job, and like he did some really cool things. If you got past how like awful human being he is, but like I was watching it, and I wasn't watching it because I thought it was funny, but like you watch it with sort of disgust because he's good at what he does, and he knows how to like keep talking even when the crowd is 100% against him, because even in the crowd you can hear people just booing him and hating him, and it's really interesting to see him carry on as if like he's unfazed by it, and you can really see that like old how he was a preacher before, how he just kind of talks to the crowd. He keeps it going. He's such a strong speaker, even though he's this sort of like preacher gone absolutely mad, absolutely wild. He's everything you would like, all those like sort of negative things that people kind of see in preachers sometimes. He is that personified times 1,000. It's so crazy. He's like, it's insane. I don't think anybody, like, besides maybe Daniel Tosh, like, can really carry the amount of hate that he well, just be like a hate comedian, really. It's such a crazy like thing to try to do.
Well, maybe he wasn't always. Well, no, maybe he was always like that, and he just used the trauma to be like, "Oh, hold on, I want to do this now." So he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'm not a preacher anymore."
Yeah,
you know, like maybe the trauma didn't do anything to him.
I don't know, because like, I feel like, you know what, maybe he had like these sort of feelings and all these opinions, so even when he was a preacher, but like once like that accident happened, he was just like, maybe he saw like life was just so short, and he was gonna like be honest, no matter how much it upset people. And it's crazy, he became a famous celebrity. Like, he was a superstar. All he talks about is like having sex with women and doing drugs 100% of the time.
I mean, that's just every rapper now.
That is every rapper now, and that was also like the 90s. So I mean, to be fair,
early 90s, like 90s. It was probably late 80s as well. So,
so to be fair, I mean, that's completely just that era.
So like, if you're like wondering, if you're looking for some sort of comedian, not really to get into, but like just a weird, quirky personality, somebody you love to hate, Sam Kinison is the go-to guy. That I learned that this past week from my dad. Real quick. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You know what? He also does like really interesting things though. Like, in the beginning of his set, he like mentions these like his two assistants that help him out all the time, and it kind of seemed quick, like in passing. It was like, yeah, right, like this guy has two assistants, but he doesn't like mention it ever again, except at the very end where he's talking about how every man has been torn apart by like a woman, like emotionally, like they've hurt him, or every man has had that experience. And so he starts literally picking people out of the crowd, like has anybody ever hurt you, what's her name, etc. And at one point, one person says like, yeah, her name's Pat, whatever, like she cheated on me with my friends or something, and he's like, do you have her phone number? and he's like, bring out the phone, and he brings out a phone, and his two like model assistants, where you're just like, whoa, they're real. Like, it's crazy. Like, he planted the seed at the very beginning of his show, and like the
it
very
pays off
end,
at
like
the end.
40 minutes later, it pays off, which is like great. It's like a little bit, it builds his character. It builds like this crazy off the wall ex-preacher character. And so like they bring out this phone on a pillar and they make the call, and like the call fails a few times, and he's just like kind of going with it. He continues to build it up, and eventually like a lady picks up, and he asks for Pat, which was the girlfriend's name, or the ex-girlfriend. And she's gone, but she's out on a date, and everybody loses their minds, right? And he's just like, really? Because we're at a party and we're expecting them. And then he just calls her like the most ugliest names, and that's the whole joke, because that's like his comedy. I'm sure if you were there though, like, it was such a perfect setup and execution, and like the whole crowd is just roaring in laughter.
That is so
and
funny.
Like, he gets people like talking, and like it's really crazy. Like, I don't endorse anything he says, because that man is the scum of all earth. Like, he is everything that's wrong with like humanity, basically. But he's such a great speaker. It's kind of worth looking into.
Okay, for sure.
And if nothing else, like, definitely that Vietnam scene from Back to School. That's a classic one.
We'll put a link of it in the link dump for our audio listeners, and then maybe I'll try to put a clip in it for the video. If not, you'll still get a link to it. Because it was pretty funny. We watched it before we started this segment of the podcast to get like a quick primer on it, and it was funny. It's definitely something you've got to watch.
He's like a hidden gem if you put him in the right context.
The right light.
Like that
that's so good.
That Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield, that scene was a really classic, really great one. But if you don't want to ruin your image of him, never watch his stand-up, because he's a terrible person.
Never watch anything else.
But a very good speaker.
Okay, for sure. We will definitely check him out. That is what's the guy's name again?
Sam Kinison.
Sam Kinison.
Still alive?
No, he died. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God, man.
Oh, man.
Jesus.
Get him on the podcast.
Seriously, he should not be spreading his message. He's a very bad person.
Yeah, Sam Kinison, SamKinison. So Google him. Google his video of Back to School. Do not Google his stand-up unless you want to ruin your image of him and humanity.
Right. Right.
All right. Shout out to older Rudy for providing younger Rudy with the topic for that. That was good.
Yeah.
Thanks,
good. Dad.
When we finally make contact with aliens, that's the first thing we should show them.
Oh my God!
I'm sure they've already seen it.
They would just decimate us immediately.
That's why they sent Donald Trump.
Oh, man.
That's so good. All right. Okay. Well, does anybody have anything else, or we're good? We're good to close up.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, thank you, Rudy, for being on the podcast,
hey,
and also thank you for helping us film that secret video earlier. So that will be out soon. It'll take a while. It's gonna take at least a week or two.
That was a lot of fun, though. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna be a very good video. How a B movie is really good.
Yeah.
Production values are really good. For something the podcast did.
Mm-hmm. Would you say it's Uganda's first action movie good?
Yes.
Okay.
That's better than anything Coney's made.
Jesus, not that. You've never seen it, huh?
No, I haven't.
It's so great.
But it's
so funny.
Yeah, and the sound was spot on thanks to Isabella, and Rudy being our cameraman, and then Miguel helping out when he could.
Ooh.
So yeah, it'll be cool. It's good. It's good in a B movie sense. Production values are good. Dialogue's really corny, but it's funny. It's good stuff. So we hope you like that. So that'll be out in a couple weeks. I still haven't put out the video podcast for 55. Video podcast for 56 is coming out. This is episode 57.
Oh man.
So we're on track, sort of. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. As always, catch us on shoutengine.com/BNP podcast for the audio podcast. The video podcast, the shortened link is bit.ly/BNP video podcast. I believe that's the shortened link. I'll put the correct link at the bottom if that's not it. Yeah, and as always, check out our Extra Life stuff at BNP or bit.ly/BNP team. That's the Extra Life donation page, and bit.ly/BNP Extra Life videos. That's the 2 promos I've filmed and made with the help of my friends. So those are really good. Check those out to get more information. And yeah, so be sure to check out the stream on November 5th. We'll have more information on that coming soon. And yeah, so we are the Bits and Pieces podcast. I'm Nick, your host. Joining me are my 2 co-hosts,
Rudy,
Miguel.
And we'll see you guys in the next episode. So thank you for listening to episode 57 of the Bits and Pieces podcast.